Hello guys, welcome back to this YouTube channel. My name is Arseniy Kristenko. I'm a Russian man living here in the United States. I've been living in America for a little bit more than 5 years. And today I'd like to talk about the difference between the Russian people and the Americans, because this difference is very big. And today in this video I'd like to share some of my thoughts, so make sure that you watch this video until the end. I hope that you will enjoy this video. Man, put it on, by the way. When I just came to America, I was like a kid, because I didn't speak English at all. I used to live with my parents for 25 years. I was able to make some money making commercial videos, some weddings videos in Russia, but here in America, without language, I didn't speak any English, without any documents, without anything, like no people around. I was like absolutely zero, and it was kind of game when you're just starting from the scratch, when you don't know anybody. And I was on a mission to find the best version of myself. And I remember those days like it was yesterday. Everything was so new, so different. And the first thing that I noticed that people are very friendly. If you start talking with the locals, they're super open. Even they have no idea what you're talking about because of the Russian accent, because the way you're trying to explain something, something very primitive and very boring things, but this thing just makes you excited. Because here in LA, for example, the weather is perfect, and I was super excited about it. I just wanted to talk about it like never before, because the place when I was born, everything was great. I was born and raised very close to Moscow. This is the capital of Russia, and I was living in a small city called Dzerzhinsky, with a population over than a little bit like 50,000 people or something like this. And when I was living in Russia, it was in the middle of winter season, so everything was gray and cold, and guys can just imagine it. And here in LA, look at this. Everything looks so fantastic. The sky is blue, it's shining, so I was like smiling as a stupid kid, but I was happy. I was really happy. So I would say that 9 of 10 people are very friendly. And if I'm talking about California, of course. But when I was living in Miami, it's a different state. It's a Republican state. And I remember the day when I just, had some transmission trouble with my car. I called a truck with a towing device. And the guy, this man, he was like almost my father's age. He was like very friendly too, but he was all about some wild joking stuff about Russia, about Putin, about the government, about the communism. And after a couple of jokes, I was like, man, what is going on here? Probably it's better to leave, because the man just doesn't stop joking about me, about Russia. But I was okay with this. And so one thing that I really want to mention is that there is a huge difference between like poor people and rich people. And if we're talking about rich people, they're very friendly. They could be very stupid, like they put the egg on a pedestal, but at the same time they're trying to be very friendly. They have this mask, right? But I prefer to smile instead of walking with this very sad attitude, like no smile at all, like a typical Russian face, if you can imagine, if you know what I mean, right? But if we're talking about poor people, this is where a lot of things, like a lot of bad things happens. And for example, when I used to work for Uber, I was just a driver. And so I've seen a lot of people. And I remember that when I was driving somewhere, let's say West Hollywood, Beverly Hills area, the people were very friendly. They were tipping very good as well. But when I was driving somewhere, Culver City, South LA, or like close to downtown, people were so different, like very different in terms of how they treat you, how many things that they need to do before they start being okay with who you are. Because everybody can hear my accent. I'm not from here for sure, but all the jokes usually came from that people, like the poor people. And every time when I was working on Uber, this is what made me very crazy. Because let's say a poor guy, he looks poor, and I can smell a very strong smell of cigarettes, and probably, he was drunk as hell. I just noticed that all these people who belongs to that neighborhoods, they're very rude to you for no reason at all, and they want you to play very specific music, or they want you to go to very specific way. I mean, man, I have Google Map on my phone. You can probably see this on my phone. I mean, they were like 10 minutes away. Why do you want me to play your music? Why do you want me to go like to different direction? Because you've been living here for like 15 years. I don't care. I mean, nobody gonna pay me for this, right? And this is like the huge difference between like poor and rich people, because rich people are okay with everything. And I think this is very important to every immigrant to understand like this difference and where do you want to belong. Because I know people that have been living in this country for like 10, 15 years. They don't speak any English. They're still rude. They're still Russian as fuck. You know what I mean? I have a very close friend who just moved back to Russia. The guy has all the documents, but he doesn't speak any English. He used to work for a delivery company as a driver. He smokes, he used to smoke like weed and drink like almost every day, behind the driving wheel. And so the guy just didn't change at all. I mean, it's very, very bad for me because I just lost my very close friend. But anyway, I'm trying to be an American more than I'm trying to be Russian, because I have a lot of Russian people even here in LA. Just go to West Hollywood, just go to somewhere to Hollywood. You'll find a lot of Russian chicks and Russian men. In Miami, I was like tired of Russian people. I'm not trying to escape my like Russian past and Russian roots, but I'm just trying to be like more international, if I can say like this. The next one is the modern men in America are very, very sick. I don't know like what is going on here, guys, but most women are very masculine and most men are very feminine. I mean, I'm talking about from my perspective, of course, like the guy who was born in Russia. We have a very typical like Orthodox Russian family. We believe in God. We have a father. He's like a big figure in our families in Russia. And so here in the USA, the things are very, very different. I mean, I've seen so many weak guys, and I'm talking about the way how they talk, the way how they look, the way how they just go on streets and, do something. The guys never been to the gym. The guys have no idea how to say no. The guys have no idea how to, put some boundaries and talk to women. And I'm not talking about that you need to be rude. You need to be like, look at me, I'm kind of hero. I'm not talking about that you need to be very selfish, but you need to be, of course, because, I mean, this world belongs to you and nobody belongs to you. And I think this is happening because of comfort zone. I mean, life in America is very, very comfortable. You can get whatever you want to get for a couple of months. You can get an iPhone, new iPhone, you can get a new car, you can get really whatever you want. I mean, the life that I have here in the USA, I couldn't even imagine. I'm not living like my best life, not like, the heaven or paradise, nothing like this. Of course, I'm going to, improve my reality, my way to success, if I can say like this. But the thing is that in Russia or in any different countries, I'm talking about like not Europe, not Australia, Canada, or guys, what I mean. So the life there is very, very different in like different countries, like in Asia, for example. And this is very dangerous for modern men, because if the life is very comfortable for you, so you don't have any testosterone, you're not masculine enough. And this is like another reason why sometimes I think about to move out of this state, because I'm not a big fan of propaganda, the government propaganda, or like these people who want to make you sick. Like if you're a guy, you have the balls between your legs, doesn't mean that you're a guy, doesn't mean that you're a man. How stupid it is. I mean, of course you can choose. I'm okay with like gay people, lesbians people, until they trying to touch me. But I'm trying to say you that you don't have to say me what I need to do or how I need to feel. And if a woman want to say me like, hey, you don't have to be masculine, you don't have to have this beard, and you don't have to go to the gym, just show your emotions, just cry if you want, just I will take care of you. No, man, thank you. I prefer to be with a very feminine, submissive woman instead of you, or a masculine woman with a lot of hair everywhere on your body. This is not my time. This is what ruining this country, I would say. So guys, I know that I'm talking only from my perspective, alright? But sometimes when I talk in the stuff like this, people feel like, oh my gosh, this man has not idea what is going on in this country, because I mean, he's a Russian man. But you guys let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with me. If you have any thoughts, just let me know. It would be very interesting to read it. And if you want me to make the video like this, like another one when I'm sharing more thoughts, let me know in the comments below too. And put a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next one. Всем пока.